Good podcast morning, listeners. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Sloss and Humphries on the road. If you are a Patreon, congratulations on getting this episode before all of those other worthless, cheap, fucking scumbags. Look, really take a moment to appreciate how much fucking better you are listening to this the day it came out instead of waiting just in the fucking slums like the rest of those cheap cunts. How much better? You're just so much better. Really, just drink it in for a second. And while you're drinking it in, to everyone that's not on the Patreon, welcome to the podcast. You fucking tight cunts. How you enjoying it a couple of days later? God, we're so relevant that you've missed. I wouldn't even listen to this if I were you. Because it's so far in the fucking past that it doesn't make sense anymore. References are outdated. None of it makes sense. 3 people have died since then. It's a waste of your fucking time. Thanks as always for listening or watching. For those of you that watch, thanks for that. I promise one day it might encourage us to have a better fashion sense, but not fucking today, cuntos. It's a fun episode. It's just us two talking shit. And then there's a really, really horrible story that Kai tells at the end. We've left it in, for better or worse. So enjoy. Sloss and Humphries on the road.
Muggins and cream and muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
And that's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh.
Fucking state of you last night.
Yes, the state of me. Let me run through my day yesterday and let's talk about the state of me, and then we can compare. So yesterday morning, I woke up and Cara went to do bridesmaid shopping.
Nice.
And she
bought some bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Thai bridesmaids.
Yeah.
She got them off the internet.
No, she wants ones that match her. So it was like an Aberdonian like cow market.
She went a leaf. Like
real bad.
Schemes in Kilmarnock.
Yeah, it wasn't like a classy auction thing where like you hold up a like table tennis. Ping pong bucket with your number on it. Be like, that's what I'm bidding on. It was cattle market yelling just on Aberdonian sows.
And did you get a few?
She got a few, yeah. Not even going to get them dresses, just going to paint something on them.
Just war paint.
Yeah, just... Well, yeah, you ever seen those body dresses that people paint on themselves sometimes?
Yeah.
You're sort of looking like, that's not a dress, and you go, oh, that's a naked lady. That's why I like that dress.
Like
because it's not one.
Jennifer Lawrence Mystique. Is it Mystique?
Aye.
In X-Men, she was painted on, wasn't she?
Yeah, but I think there was. I think it wasn't just paid on. I think it was like prosthetics as well. There was scales and shit. They weren't just like. I fancied Mrs. Smurf when I was a kid. So let's just spray you blue and make a movie.
Aye, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah,
that's the story of X-Men.
So woke up. She fucked off with Kaelin. Because I'm not going full Tory, despite the fact that you've just pointed out that I am drinking Tory Fanta,
San Pellegrino,
Limonata. It's so much better, and it devastates. I've never heard it called Tory Fanta.
With a little
it cuts
foil.
me because it's so accurate. But but it's so much better than Fanta, and that is what a Tory would say.
It comes with a foil lid because you don't want to get the dust on your lips.
Why is
I'm going to get a foil lid just so that if anybody's touched it, it's not going to get on my lips, and then you just kind of poke holes in it with a fucking
it's
smoke out of it.
No, it's just so I know that when I buy it overseas, I know the dirty locals haven't licked the top of it. That's what it is. It's not a class thing. So, I've gone Tory there. I'm a member of Golf Club.
Excuse me.
I'm a member of a golf club.
I'm just going to turn up your lane a little bit. Can you just mumble that again?
I'm a member of a golf club.
I thought that's what you said. Does that mean you can just come and go anytime you please?
Oh, Kai, it's round the corner. I get in my car, I drive around. I don't have to talk to anyone because I've got my range card. So what I do is I just walk up to the ball dispensing machine. I put my card up to it and it dispenses 40 balls.
Well,
and then I
you
go in the range.
You don't have to go to the counter and get your ticket.
No.
You pay for your ticket and then type in the code.
That's what the people that don't have memberships have to do.
Aye.
They have to go and talk to people. It's just go on, hit some balls. None of them well. Like we've all gotten into golf like since January because we're all in our 30s and we're just like lean in. This is the time of our life. And I keep saying to Gara, I'm like, look, I know you think it's fucking lame, and I also think it's a bit lame. But at the end of the day, it's really good for all of our mental health to like go out once a week with 4 or 5 of your mates.
Get away from the bird.
And the kid, just that fucking the nagging and the crying. No, but it's good to go out with your mates, have a fucking laugh early on in the morning in the fresh air, and get like a mild bit of exercise. It's really good for my mental health. And she's like, yeah. Why do you come back so angry then? I'm like, but no. But that's just because I'm shitted at Cara, and that's
like when we took up knitting.
Yeah.
And we were just like, it's so mindful. Like, you can just zone in for like 45 minutes and just like go away.
And just making like something that you couldn't even catch large fish in.
And then you drop a stitch and you just get road rage and you just want to kill people. You're like, it's so mindful, this. Fuck off and die, I've wasted my life.
How'd you get that there? How's that there? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
So you went and played golf on your own?
Just on my own. And was like, there was a bunch of kids getting lessons behind me, and you know how the worst thing about snowboarding is being fucking overtaken by little Leon and all his other French 7-year-old mates who are really good at skiing, right? When kids are just better. And there's just a bunch of fucking Tory kids behind me, fucking melting balls down the fucking fairway.
In Scotland with the Queen's English.
No, they did have, but I mean, they had Edinburgh accents. One of them, and I was laughing my ass off of this guy must have been about 8 or 9 years old. Every single time he hit the ball, he just yelled, Brexit means Brexit. Every time, 40 fucking balls, nobody said it. He just went, Brexit means Brexit.
That's so funny.
It fucking killed me. The first time was mid my swing, so look, I hit it badly, but what was the fun? But that was the only one I hit straight, actually. Just a fucking angle in my swing. Turned around, laughed, and then he just kept doing it. And some of the other kids were joining. None of them knew what it meant. He didn't know what he was saying. And all the other people in the driving range are just 75-year-old men going, "Mon the boy." And it's just me laughing until the fucking I can't remember her name. Probably should have given it anyway. The one that's given the lessons. She was just, do you even know what Brexit means? He's like, yeah, absolutely. She's like, I don't think you know what you're saying. He's like, yeah, I do. You don't know what I'm saying. And we're both like, oh, okay. So it's just
a child.
Aye.
Well, can you remember when Brexit happened and we were in Glastonbury? And it was just like quite sullen, and then we ended up at that light show, you know, fucking where they had like these fucking buildings with lights.
We were there with Marcus Brigstop and his missus, and she had concocted this thing, which was, I don't think it was gin, but she had some sort of like really strong alcohol that you had to down, immediately followed by a mawam. And she was like, trust me, it's so good. And we were like, there's no way a mawam's washing the taste of that out your mouth. Fucking, wouldn't you know? It was, put it in, so strong, take the mawam, the sweetness overrides it, and it was fucking delicious. And the reason I know it's not gin is because the other day...
You tried gin and mawam.
You know, what's up?
Chasing the dragon.
I was at...
Chasing the dragon from mawams.
Because I needed to get that fucking high, man.
No, it's never... Your second mawam's
look, we tried it in Glastonbury, and I hadn't had it since. I'd been thinking about it for a while. It was at Little Alley.
In Marcus, that's an ex-relationship as well, so it's not like you can tap at Marcus and go, hey mate, will you get in touch with your ex-lass?
I don't know what that was, please.
Marcus is just out the blue, just like DM sliding his ex going, what was that word with my wife again?
Just a quick question, was it schnapps? Just out of the blue, was it schnapps?
Oh, it might have been schnapps.
It could have been schnapps, now that I think about it.
Schnapps and mawam sounds like right after this.
Right. Well, so I'm at Little Alley because he got married during COVID, because everyone was delayed. He was just like, fuck it, we'll just do it here and we'll have the party later. So they all booked out these like cabins in the woods sort of things, and it was just us there. And one of the days, obviously everyone's brought their own stuff, there's a bottle of gin and some mawams, and my dumb ass goes, my horrible stoner memory replays the entire thing of us at Glastonbury going through, and I was like, it was gin, and I tell everyone the story, and they're like, no way.
No, you upsold it.
Oh, man.
You pitched it. You got it down around the table. You broke up conversations to gather around.
Guys, no, leave your kids. They can't have gin. Why
are
they
like, oh, Daniel's attention seeking again. What, Daniel? All right.
Okay.
So yeah, that moment,
4 or 5 of us were like, all right, we're definitely going to try this. And man, straight gin is fucking bogging, right? But I'm there and be like, and the second it touches my lips, I go,
made
I
a
don't-
huge mistake.
No, I was just like, I don't remember Mawams being that powerful. Like, this feels... You know when you do hot sauce
What?
and people go, is it a hot one? And your mouth just goes, it's not kicked in yet, but just to let you know, fuck yeah. It was that with gin.
So has Mawam and gin got the same like destructive qualities as like orange juice and toothpaste?
Oh, I would say it's the more adult version of that, despite the fact that Mawams is in the equation.
That's a gross oversight that those two things don't go together, because they're the first two things you have with your day. You don't have them separate. Like,
I do feel like maybe that's like, you know how like maybe like you get Skittles vodka, which is obviously you just get Skittles, you put it in vodka, if you separate them into the colours and you put it in, it becomes slightly sweeter. It's still fucking vodka, but it's luminous colours and it's slightly more fucking sugary. The slightly upper class version of that is trying to dissolve Mawams in gin.
right.
I think that's... Oh, I feel like maybe not. Maybe...
You're going to end up like the fucking alchemist.
Maybe it's the lower one, because maybe gin's actually less classy now that I think about it. Because you can make gin with fucking anything. My dad invented a machine that turns vodka into gin in, like, what was it, 45 seconds?
Well, you invented it in 45 seconds, or it turns it into gin in 45 seconds.
Turns vodka into gin in 45 seconds.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
What I was getting at before was when we had that Mawam moment watching the Late Show, we were like shouting Brexit into the sky. I don't know if I can do this with me.
I can.
But we're going, Brexit, Brexit, Brexit.
And obviously at Glastonbury, that we were sad Brexit happened as well.
Really
but like
sad.
everyone else at Glastonbury, we were just there, we were standing around in the field being like, well, I guess that's what we all get for going to Glastonbury instead of voting this weekend.
A whole
Whoopsie daisy.
A whole city's worth of people not voting.
Yeah, and they're all voting fucking left. That was where the Jeremy Corbyn fucking chant started.
Everyone was like in the fucking the pyramid stage, like, whoa, Jeremy Corbyn.
Did you vote for him?
Fuck that, I forgot.
But everyone else here did, right?
I didn't have on Eckies. The left can't mobilise.
No, we
Let's
cannot.
just watch Foo Fighters. That's who headlined that year, wasn't it?
It was.
Foo Fighters.
They were great. So
So you played golf. This was your
Played
day.
golf.
You mess the fucking state of you.
aye, and then after that, I think we were meant to be doing podcasts, and then meant to be getting kilt fightings, but other things happened, and we had to change those plans. So I had the day off. Well, during the day. So me and Cara just avoided this. Oh no, that's not true. Cara was raging at me all day yesterday because she likes the sun. She's a person that she's a lizard. She just wants to go out there and just be in it all the time.
I thought you were going to do new hack there. Do you want another new hack? My wife's mad at this because I cheated on her in a dream. I could smell it coming.
yeah.
I could see when a comedian's about to do it. I grabbed Liam Fowler the other day. I was like, he's about to do the dream cheat thing.
Yeah,
And he
that
did
is
it.
proper new hack, and it's so common. You see it everywhere. No. So she was mad at because my mum has been, and she was like, "Do you mind if one day I come round and just clean parts of your house that I know you can't be asked cleaning?" Because we've been on the waiting list for a cleaner for fucking 2 months. It's pretty tough being middle class in Edinburgh right
San
now.
Pellegrino problems this like now.
And that's the name of the podcast, San Pellegrino Problems. Yeah, I mean, it very much is. So mum came round, spent the day with Kaylin, and then we all just helped tidy up the house. And me and Cara were cleaning our room. Mum babysat, played with Kaylin. So Cara's just like dusting in our room, looking outside at my mum playing with Kaylin in the sun. She was like, "You're a cunt," and I'm like, I know I didn't pick the sunniest day. We picked this day to do this, and it came round to just because the sun's out doesn't mean I can cancel the fucking plans.
Yeah, because you just went outside with Kaelin and getting your mum to tell you.
Well, I mean, we did do that. We did.
You ended up doing that. I was going to say you didn't clean this place.
No.
It's not quite nice.
Aye.
Ari would be proud.
Yeah. Well, I had to. Well, I didn't clean it because Ari said, but we were just like, we can't keep podcasting.
This is the
like
thing.
this.
I spoke to Rhys Nicholson yesterday, and he's going to come and do the podcast. He's really up for it. We couldn't have brought him back. Like, we could bring Ari back to a crack den or fucking.
Oh, that's not true. I mean, I'll save most of these stories for when Rhys is here. But me and Rhys have had some fucking crack denny moments. Like, we've had real... Because that was where the tradition started. We spoke about this in the last podcast. Of the fucking barbecues used to just be...
Aye.
I think me, Rhys and Kyron and you once played categories on cocaine until 8 in the morning one Fringe.
Aye. I mean that.
Because that's the kind of...
That was like acoustic quiplash. It was before Quiplash Unplugged is when we used to play word games on paper.
That is, I get fucking ripped for it fairly, but there's nothing like when you're all fucking steaming drunk and you're all fucking coked up and you can barely pay attention. Quiplash saves the day.
It's a focus.
It's a focus for everyone in the fucking room.
There can be like 8 of you, and it'll just focus everybody on. Everybody's got a control pad because you use your mobile phone. And it is a good focus, and you will always continually get ripped for it.
No. Have you done any gear this festival?
Nah. Fucking, you wouldn't think so after last night, like.
Oh yeah.
So
that's what we were getting to.
So I just I found myself.
Sorry to interrupt. It's just you said something before the podcast that a fan said that really made me laugh, and I do want to shout it out.
Yeah. Please do while it's in your mind.
No. You said it. It makes me laugh hearing it.
Somebody come to see my show. Thank you everybody who come to see my show, genuinely, and thank you whoever the random stranger is who bought me a pint. And when I come off stage, there was a pint waiting for us at the bar. You didn't give your name. I don't even know if you listen to the podcast, mate. Just been a rando. But somebody tweeted us after my gig. Saying it was lovely to hear Kai talk about Peggy, but it was strange that he hadn't done it straight after Daniel talking about Kaelin.
Yes. The truth is out there. The world knows.
I think it was worded differently. It was strange hearing Kai talking about Peggy when Daniel had.
It did sound clunky, I imagine.
Yeah, I added lots of words to it.
Yeah.
In fact, that wouldn't have even made a tweet. It would have been like 240 characters and then red in the bottom, and you have to delete a few words to.
Or you've got to go back to old school text speak and be like, how much am I willing to cripple this joke to change nevermind to NVM?
Aye. Fuck you, fucking what, mate? Mate.
Oh yeah, aye.
I always think that when I'm driving on the M8, I'm like, oh, mate. That's me banter half myself.
well, thanks for bringing it on the fucking podcast.
Alright, mate. I'm good,
Tell your fucking story, please.
Honestly, because I've had a fucking kind of tiresome 24 hours because I had to go home. The reason we didn't record this yesterday is because I had to go home after Wednesday because Peggy's been really sick. She's been hoying up everywhere and got diarrhea. She's just ill. I guess our immune system's on the floor because of her being spayed and shit, right?
Me and Cara were like, because it was bad, or it felt bad, like just getting the updates from like Natalie and you.
Well, she was going to end up on a drip.
Aye.
She wasn't drinking. Like, not eating's one thing, but not drinking's a fucking problem in this heat.
Aye. I said to Karen, I was like, bet it's a slug. And the reason I think it's a slug is because I think the TV show we're watching and a dog ate a slug and died. And I'm like, well, fucking here's Columbo.
Oh, no.
I've worked this
out.
Well,
she does see, because we get a lot of slugs and snails in ours, right?
Aye.
She just gives
and you were telling the story that like there's heaps of slugs on your fucking steps. And
aye. But she normally just gives them a sniff and doesn't bother with them. She's like, man. But one of them might have had a bit of licorice or something. I don't know why I went with licorice.
I don't know why either. Does your dog like licorice?
the least tasty of all the sweets. Worth eating a slug for.
Look,
Peggy, you better be one of the ones with the fucking blue ball bearings, like. Ain't there? We've got like blue bits on.
God, I'd never eat a slug. That's so disgusting. The texture, the taste. It's licorice. Well, if there's a 10% chance of it being licorice, then that's a gamble I'm willing to take.
One of my mates, man, got fucking offered us a chewing gum. I think it was Matty Stag, right? Give us a fucking chewing gum. I'm Stag. You saw you weren't invited. His engagement party. Offered us a chewing gum. I fucking put the chewing gum in. I was like, you've got to tell people if it's licorice, like, you cannot just like, this is just like, do you want a chewing gum? P.S. Fucking postscript, motherfucker, it's a licorice one, you're probably going to say no, I'm just asking you for formality. You're just fucking. I
feel the same way when anyone just hands you sparkling water. Can I have a water?
Here again. We'll just fast forward this bit of the podcast so you do it really fast. Go on, do it again and kick off with sparkling water. I'll be here, yes. So Peggy's dead sick and she's been back and forth to the vets. She got an injection that she didn't enjoy, and we've had tablets to give her. Natalie just couldn't get her to eat the tablets, and she'd been up all night because she's been going outside to fucking just empty her arse out of the fucking grass. And
Peggy, right?
yes, Peggy.
Because even though we were telling a story about Becky, none of that sentence involved Becky. You were like, so Natalie's been up every couple of hours just letting her arse drip in the garden. I'm like...
And anybody who like joining the podcast now and doesn't really know Natalie will be like, well, she married Kai, that's probably...
yeah, that's
probably what she's like.
It's probably just safer. It's probably saves her less time the next day having to chisel dried shit off the side of the toilet seat if she just hoiks it into the cabbage.
That's where the slugs are from. So I went home just to give Natalie a break. So she went to bed and I stayed on the couch downstairs and Peggy was just like up and down all night. And she's drinking water again, which is good, but she's still not eating properly. But we had to feed her our tablets.
Do you know? I was going to say, have you not just want to fucking foie gras a bit?
I had to foie gras. I had to foie gras.
I'm sorry. Did I just start a bit that you don't have the money to join in on?
My lips are refusing it.
I'm
going to do foie gras and it's like, I feel like fucking, what's that? Yes Man, where the fucking Steve Carell's trying to read the news like, blah, blah, blah.
It's not Yes Man, it's Bruce Almighty.
That's the one.
I can't believe I've started a bit where you're just like, I'm too poverty to join in this bit.
Foie gras.
Foie gras.
Foie gras.
Now you fucked me up. Foie gras.
Foie gras.
What is it?
Foie gras, I think.
Froy.
How have you fucked me out of this? How have you brought me down to your level?
Froy squoise.
Say caviar.
Caveat. I can't say these words. So, oh my god, I had to fucking like get right in because you don't want to just like pry your mouth open because you feel like our lips are gonna get cut on our teeth. You know what I mean?
Sure.
She's full of lips. And dogs have lips. She's like, eat.
Is that why you got her?
She's like, honestly, I can't get her teeth. Our lips are just I like trying not to just pierce her lips with her teeth. So I'm just rummaging in, and then I get in. I pry her up like that, and that's when she starts like fucking alligator thrashing, right? So I'm having to like fucking play her like a bagpipe. And I get this
look how masculine you try to make feeding your tiny dog medicine.
Oh, man.
I was like, Steve Larwood, right? I had to tackle that. She must have been 14.
That's
50
not what I'm
feet
doing. I did say alligator though. That's not what I was doing. So she starts thrashing, right, and then I get her mouth open, and Natalie manages to fucking get the catapult, ping, and put the... Didn't use a catapult.
No, because they've got some weird, like, they've got...
Oh, well, I've got a syringe
Aye.
that's full of, like, this hydration fluid for when she wasn't drinking. So, like, we, like, gunked that into my mouth as well to, like, try and wash it down. And then, like, held her mouth shut, and the cunt was fucking hating her life. She was hating her life, and, like, she's like, like, apparently I meant to rub the throat, I didn't know how to do that, but she's done a couple of swallows. I was like, hopefully it's gone, and I'm just, like, underneath her, like, with my hands, like, I had to see if it drops out, and it didn't, and her face is just covered with this fucking chicken juice. In her whole posture, man, like, tail between her legs, cowering from her.
No.
And, like, I felt like such a fucking abuser because I'd just done that, put her through hell. In that time of need, she's like, she's not even like wagging her tail at the minute. She's fucking so depressed at the minute, right? Yeah. And then I just come along, and when I come home, she did stop.
The person she trusts.
She starts wagging her tail for the first time, and Natalie was like, "Oh, this is new." She's wagging her tail. She's not pouncing us like she normally does. I've been away a couple of days. She goes bananas. She's there looking at us. Her eyes perk up, and she starts wagging her tail, and I'm giving her some love. And then Natalie's like, she'll give her this tablet because it's been on her mind. Like, she needs these antibiotics. And I'm like, let her have a cuddle first, man. Aye. And I pick her up and I'm having a cuddle and all that, and then Natalie was like, no, she's just fucking eager to do it. And I'm like, how well then? So I just come in and she picks up and I'm like, there's me baby. I'm like, fucking I am legend. And then she just cowers and looks at us like, you! And I'm there going, I do it because I love you.
Aye.
Like, I'm doing it because I love you, baby. And I'm like, that's what an abuser would say.
Yeah. Look, you made me do this.
And then she trotted off.
You scared me, and this is why I act like this. When you scare me, I have to do things like this.
Mm-hmm. I did that to her. And then she just went out to the other room. She never leaves the room that way in. Like, sometimes she'll be asleep, and I'll try and tiptoe to the room to go in for a piss, and she's like, I'm in. And she comes for a piss with us, and then comes back with us. To see her just like look at us and go, I don't trust you anymore.
Aye. I remember last time.
Dogs are forgiven, it turns out.
Yeah.
She was alright shortly after that.
Yeah, we could say forgiving or, stupid.
Stupid.
I think they forget.
So that was quite brutal. I didn't have much sleep, but I actually got to the gym as well.
Aye.
Do you know how I at the gym?
No.
I'm fucking wasting it here though. I'm like
No,
it's wasted
wa-
on you. No, I mean at the fringe.
Aye,
I'm destroying myself.
you're not wasting it, but you do just have to, like, if you're drinking heavily, you try and, because it's, you're going to explode, so you just got to bleed the radiator elsewhere.
Well, I've always
slow down the damage.
I've always said there's no point in washing your car if you're not going to drive it.
Aye.
You can just keep it on the drive, like take it for a spin. So I mean, I've been fucking spinning the car lately. I went, I done Spank last night. You know,
You love
Spank?
it. You love it.
You love it. It's like a late night show. Starts at midnight. Usually ends at about 2.
It's the one where, the story where I didn't want to do the show, did do the show, fucked up my own gig, and then spent the end of the show lying on my back, reading off my credits, and then got naked. It's that story. That's what Spank is.
I don't need to do this. Because they have a naked promo. Like, there was one last night where Lassie got up and promoted our show, and she did it out on, like, you just get a minute to promote your show, and then the flyer gets on the back of the wall.
Yeah.
Paul Savage, come on, done it the other night, you know him, comedian.
I recognise the name.
He's a Brummy lad, I think Brummy, yeah. And he come on and he had fucking Velcro trousers on. He just whipped them up. Right. But he was like, I'll date you. So it's like it's a kind of variety. Like, there's mostly stand up, but there'll be like musical act on and character act on and sketch on and stuff, and it's all a bit loud and lively. Like, we're starting off the show. I was hosting it last night with Evan, and we get on stage, get everybody on their feet and play a jump around, and everyone just goes fucking tits and we're just high fiving cunts, and then it starts on that fucking 10 out of 10 energy. And so
sounds like fucking hell.
You wouldn't like it. It's not for you. But Frank the Tank comes out when I'm there, like. So, Slow-Mo, the beatboxer, Slow-Mo,
Aye.
he was closing it. Can you mind a couple of years ago, it was 2011. Did you
Couple.
we went to the Upside Down Cow, and it was a one-off show with him doing a beatbox like battle with Motormouth Jones from Police Academy.
Michael Winslow. Aye.
Me and Rouge were on Eckies.
Aye.
I think that was the night where it was like, "Me Nike Air Maxes are warming up."
Aye.
And he stood in your living room. He was like, "This is the best night I've ever had in my life, and I've got kids." He's coming on the last weekend.
Oh, good.
So Shlomo's on, right?
He's had a daughter since then. I'm going to ask him.
Aye.
Be like, was that anything compared to that?
Still the same as the Shlomo Michael Winslow beatbox charge. So Shlomo, he brought his fucking loop pedal on and all that, and his decks, and he just had the place fucking jumping, right? And me and Evan and some of the acts were on stage, like fucking jumping around and dancing and all that, right? And we just clocked that like everybody was up and everybody was dancing, but all the chairs were still there because it was a gig, and we just fucking all hands on deck, just flashed the floor, got rid of all the chairs, all the tables, and just turned it into a party and just fucking hung one on for the rest of the night. I ended up fucking launching my t-shirt to the crowd, and I sank a bottle of fucking red wine. I was just on stage dancing topless with a bottle of red wine. Quiet one.
Well, you've missed a very crucial part of this story. So, meanwhile, earlier on in the evening, Mark Nelson and Rachel Fairbairn are doing this gig where they basically get comedians to come in and play like 3 songs, like guest DJ.
But has one of them got to be a clanger?
Yeah.
So you've got to put on like 2 absolute fucking bangers and one that's just duff.
Yeah.
So you've got to like try and keep the party going and then clear the dance floor.
Yeah, I think so. And
so they would put on like...
And you loved this idea. You were a big champion of this idea, to the point where Cullen was like, "I'm going home." You're like, "No, man, stay out."
I said I was going to go and do the last half hour because it's on till 3.
Yeah.
Spank's meant to finish at 2.
Yeah.
I mean, Spank ended up going on well past 3, but... I was like, "I'll come for the last half hour." Cullen says, "I'm going to go home," and I'm like, "Nah, we're staying in the same house.
Aye.
I'm going to get this party." And then I had a couple of guests with us. Danny from Altitude, Jonathan, gay Jonathan from, not the Jonathans. There's 2 Jonathans, isn't there?
There's 3.
But there's 2 Jonathans that were together,
Yes.
that were called the gay Jonathans. And then we met Jonathan and thought he was like without other Jonathan, and it turns out he didn't know them, and now they know each other.
Yeah.
The 3 Jonathans.
Yeah.
All podcast fans.
Yeah.
Shout out. So they were with us, And I was like, well, I'm hosting Spank, so why don't you go on with Mark and Cullen and everyone, right? And I ended up gathering half a fucking altitude. I think I even got Brett along.
Aye.
I gone there, we'll end the night there. I'll go and do Spanking meetings there. And I completely forgot about everybody. I literally organised the night out and didn't go on it.
Because Colin came upstairs this morning. He's like, "Where's that wanker?" I'm like, he's gone upstairs. I'm like, "I thought you were coming back early." He's like, "He made me stay out."
He was ready to go home at 11:30 and he was still there at 3:30 wondering where the fuck I was.
No, because he left. He even left at fucking 2, and it took him an hour and 40 minutes to get a taxi in Edinburgh.
Oh, really?
Aye.
That's class, because I left at around 4:30.
Aye.
And I got a taxi and didn't bother. I woke up in the taxi, man, because I was... Because we started with a shot of whiskey. Like, I don't know, I asked Evan, I was like, what shots? He was like, I don't normally do shots. I was like, tequila or something? He was like, whiskey? I was like, you don't normally do shots, but you're just going straight in with whiskey.
Aye, for
sure
something that you absolutely don't fucking shot.
I was going like, do you shot whiskey and sip tequila? Like, that's how you live. But they put them like, when we do the jump around, we'll come on, first thing we do is have a shot. So I'd been drinking since my show finished anyway. It's like 7:30. Is that when my show finishes?
45.
It should finish at 7:45.
Tough crowd, was it?
Nah, I'm at 55 minutes now.
Aye, good numbers, big laughers.
Big laughers.
Aye.
Oh, cheers for coming, Jack, by the way. I didn't see you afterwards because he went to Cullen's, didn't he?
Yeah.
Aye.
He got a crowd in the end.
Yeah.
Luckily.
Oh yeah.
He had one sale.
Well, Callum keeps doing this, which is every morning he'll put into the group. He's like, "I'm on one sale today," and you're ignoring the fact that you have not only really good flyers but a very competent agent. Like, it's not like Brett's at home being like, "Yeah, Callum's on one sale. My work here is done." Like, and then every day I think. Yesterday was one ticket and I was like, "How many did you get in the end?" He was like, "Oh, about 30, 35. And I'm like, "Right, so a full room pretty much."
Because he's on straight after me.
Aye.
And like Gareth's on before me. Like we both shout him out when people are in the area.
Aye.
So he's always gonna have like a walk up.
Aye, and I always shout him out at my show when I finish. I don't know if I've bragged about this enough yet, but I finish at 6:45.
Aye, that's nice. That.
Oh God, you can go home and have dinner at dinner time, Kai. During the fringe.
You can have an early morning and play golf.
Aye. Ignore my family.
Aye.
No ball and chain.
Where was I getting to?
Just with the fact that you fucked Cullen.
Oh yeah, 4:30 in the morning, right? I get the Uber, and I obviously fell fucking fast asleep in the Uber. Teleport home.
Aye.
Woke up with just a man's face looking at us, going, "We're here." I didn't see the man's face when I got out of the taxi. So you fucking climb in behind him, don't you? And he's just like through the middle of the street, going, "We're here." I just looked. I was like, "What the fuck are you?" Oh shit! I'm in a taxi. I honestly did that where I was.
Aye.
I didn't have a fucking Scooby where I was when I woke up in that cab this morning. But anyway, I made it home. You always get home, don't you?
Well, I mean, and
When you find somewhere.
and when you don't, you're a news article.
Aye. There's a couple of times I haven't made it home.
Mm-hmm.
One time was on the beach in Benidorm when I had lost you lot.
Is that when you threw your watch in the sea?
Aye, that's what you're telling me. Yep. So I fell asleep on the beach and I woke up without my watch on. Somebody stole the watch off me, buddy. I basically lost you guys, right? And we had this thing where every day somebody was the bar bitch.
Aye.
And they had all the money, so everyone put the money in a pot. It keeps you out together, apparently. Nobody's got money apart from the one guy who fucking gets the rounds in and just gets the drinks in all night. So everybody has one night where they're the bar bitch, but the rest of the time they just get drinks brought for them. It's a fucking good policy of the 60 and you're there for 6 days. Yeah, this fucking room came out, didn't he? I fucking lost every cunt. I didn't know where we were, I didn't have a key, so I was just like, I'll just lie here on the beach, woke up sunburnt, knee watch line, knee tan line when we watch.
But also, you do this on tour and you do this anywhere we go. I will walk from wherever you and I are staying to wherever we are going, and I will watch you not take in a single bit of your surroundings. There's no, I'm going to note that shop there. I turned left at W.H. Smith. I recognise this. You just walk around and be like, someone will show me.
do you know what will happen, right? I'll be at a venue, like, we're at the Playhouse the other day doing a show, right? And the lass goes, I'll show you the dressing room. And she goes, like, takes us down the stairs, down the corridor, into my dressing room. There's 2 things, right? Down the stairs, along the corridor.
Right.
It's easy to get back from that,
Yeah,
right?
of course it is.
So I'm in my dressing room, and then I'm just, like, hanging there going, It's more crack side stage. I'm not going to just hang around on my own in my dressing room in Maxwell now. That's side stage ready to go on. I'll just go back there. So I walk back down the corridor, and then I get to the stairwell, and the stairs go up and down, and I can't remember if I come down or up to get here. And obviously I chose the wrong one and ended up back at stage door. I'm like, all right. Aye, just like make little mental notes. Or notes on your phone if you're that bad.
Yeah.
Write it down if you're that much of a cunt.
Yeah, or it's just, I mean, I've got a good sense of direction anyway, but it's just because you remember, look at shops and then make a stupid joke in your head, and then later on the way back you go, oh yeah.
Aye, I'll just be like driving home going, M6. That doesn't sound like a friend of mine.
Wanted to first of all shout out the fact that Milo McCabe is doing an extra show
at the McEwen Hall.
The McEwen Hall on the last day of the festival, which is a big boy room.
That's a proper big boy room. That we saw Jim Jeffries there.
Aye, he was really good. I saw Full Arms and Honk there the other day. They were excellent as always. So if you want to go see Troy Hawk, which you absolutely fucking should, go see him, because I mean the rest of the tickets are sold out.
It's got to be class seeing him on that bigger stage, man.
Aye.
Because
should we try and get in his fucking head beforehand?
Oh, he'll already be there. He will already have that place covered. Oh man!
Aye, we'll walk in.
You beat us to it.
We'll walk in and he'll have a spread. He's like, oh, you guys, I didn't expect you. No, come on, in the hot tub's ready.
I've noticed with Milo, he cannot be asked with people. He cannot be asked with people at the minute.
Well, and I understand why. We'll get him on the podcast to talk about it. But it's for so long, right? He's been, and I've said this to him. He went from doing Phil Bertle, who was this character act that he did, and Phil Bertle used to fucking rip the clubs, man.
Yeah.
Like, he was unfollowable.
He used to watch the comp there, find out a little bit about everybody in the audience, and then fucking in his head write a rap battle, like a kind of rap roast thing.
And the Malo's just got
do it all in a Portuguese accent.
Aye, he's got such an immense work ethic that he used to just rip the fucking club with Phil Bertle, and then went, I'm gonna bored of the character, want to move on to something new, going to start doing this one called Troy Hawk. We all saw the first Troy Hawk show, and I think all of us were like,
I don't know if this is going to work.
Yeah, you're like, what's this?
Yeah, did he have, he was holding a feather on, had a Wilkinson's jacket on, and he was quite posh, and
yeah,
he had the tash and that, but nobody quite knew what was happening.
Yeah, I mean, but he's
fuck me, did we watch that evolve over the course of a few years?
Oh yeah, well there was the first there was the first Tiles of the Unexpected show, which was, I mean, look, I always like watching Milo because, having written with him several times, he's such a good writer. Like he's so disciplined with his writing as well. Like when I stay with him, he's like, let's go write, and after 45 I'm like, are we going? He's like, we've got 2 more hours here, and I'm like, all right, Jesus Christ. So
yeah, because he's so wordy as well. Like he fucking really is, like he's got so much of a fucking better command of the English language than either of us, but mostly me.
But then Tales of the Unexpected was the show where I saw him. I was like, okay, fucking, now we're on to something. And then he did what so many comedians didn't pull the trigger on fast enough, where he just went, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to work out what this TikTok thing is, I'm going to work out what these fucking rules are, and I'm going to apply myself to them. And because he used to, me and Carol were talking about last night, he'd put out fucking videos of him doing essentially Troy Hawk stand-up in front of a fucking green screen, and it would get 300 views, 700 views, 1100 views. You're like, all right, okay. And then obviously now that has blown up to 2.5 million. Everything's been fucking selling out for him. He's had another, so he's at the point now where every time he's come to this festival, he's had people basically ignoring him because he's been doing the free fringe show and he's been building up this fucking character.
Oh, that's snooty about character comedy or whatever. There's just a different dynamic.
Yeah, and he even struggled for years to get reviewers in, because reviewers are going to see all the paid shows, and he's just been doing, the free fringe. But
I'd say on the whole, everybody loved him. It's not like there wasn't any bad will towards Milo.
No.
But it was just that it never had.
Whether it's true or not, absolutely fucking relate to. You cunts have been fucking ignoring me while I've been doing shit for fucking ages, and now that I'm doing well, you can all go fuck yourselves, because that's what he's going through. He's like, people are being so nice to me, more people are coming up talking to me, and I'm like, I'll fucking bet they are.
Because I was chatting with him, and someone came over and just, I was like, he was drunk, it was 2 a.m. in an artist bar, and I mean, you're allowed to be drunk, right? he come up and he's like, "You're doing all right, aren't you? That's going well," and all that, like, and patting him on the shoulder and that. And Milo was just like quite dismissive, like kind of like body language at that. I'm having a conversation here, I didn't want to be interrupted. And I was like, "Oh, he's getting tired of this.
Aye.
Like, he's getting tired of like drunk people that would never have maybe come up to him in the past, like having a."
Well, because I guess what it would just feel so fucking fake, which is I've seen you drunk in this bar every fucking year for the past 5 fucking years.
Aye, you've never made the way over.
You've never come up and introduced yourself to me. Like, we've been sat at a fucking table with a friend of mine that you think is more famous, and speak to him, and I've had you ignore me, cut me out of the conversation, and now you may absolutely do one. I get that.
You called it that this year you'll get nominated. And you'll be chuffed for him because he deserves it, but you'll be fucking angry at the judges for not nominating him in previous years when he was exactly as good as he is now.
Yeah. But it's just what they'll do, and it'll be the same fucking reviewers.
They latch on, parasitic.
And be like, I helped. I was part of the success. Like, Milo McCabe is responsible for Milo McCabe's success. Yeah. Like, his agent's great, but I don't think they can claim any of the success. It's his fucking work ethic.
It's like Eminem going after the Grammys in the Kamikaze album.
Aye. Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
That's Milo. This is Milo's Kamikaze album, going after the critics.
I'm not doing any extra shows. I'm not doing any extra shows on my show, obviously, but I've got so many fucking friends I only see during the Fringe, and everyone goes, "Can you jump up and do a show?" And this year I've been all about, like, I don't want to do any extra shows. And then Cara rightfully pointed out, she's like, you do enjoy them. You end up, going there, and it's a chance to, instead of just doing an hour, it's working on a bit to turn it into a 10-minute bit, 15-minute bit. And right, I fucking guess. So I've got 2 this week. This week is the week that I'm doing the extra shows, and then everyone else can.
So where are you doing them? Same venue?
No. There's not extra shows on my show. I'm jumping on a friend's show, Caitlin Cook down at, I don't know when it is. I want to say the Hive. But it's like, it's a fake birthday party. It's a compilation show. It's like me, Phil Wang, and I think Ivo Graham. So it's
nice.
decent lineup.
Oh, that's a good lineup.
And then I'm also doing Tim Fitzsiam has a improv kind of show.
Are you directing it?
Yes.
Are you being the guest director?
Yeah. So him, and I cannot remember the name of the other lovely man who I've met several times, who is very, very funny because I'm a bad person with a terrible memory. But those two are doing the play Macbeth, but they have a director in the room with them, and the director is just a fucking comedian, and the director can direct it however they fucking like. Yeah. So he was telling me the other day they had Simon Munnery on. Great. And obviously there's Tim and they're such good actors, and obviously they know all of Macbeth, that's why they're doing it. Fucking Tim owns a theatre that Shakespeare actually performed plays at.
Yeah, he was telling us about that. Like, it's so interesting. He's such an interesting dude.
Yeah, he really is, and he
teaches his children archery because they might need it.
He's a very funny, genuine, endearing, eclectic man. So Simon Munnery's so if fucking Tim walks on stage and starts doing
it. They'll know Tim. He's in the advert where it's like in English Indiana Jones going through the sewers, and he comes out like in a car warehouse.
Yes. That's the one with his hat on, coming out with the manhole on his head. Yeah, that's Tim Fitzsiam.
Yeah.
So Simon Munnery's directing. Tim walks on, does the opening monologue from Macbeth, and Simon just goes, no, I want it. In my head, Macbeth is French, and so then Tim just has to go off and come back on. But of course, because it's fucking Tim speaks fluent French.
Yes, of course he does.
Starts just doing the Macbeth monologue in French, and then Simon goes, no, I'm in a French accent. Goes off, and then his next note was like, I expected Macbeth to be taller, and just so the whole thing is fucking chaos. So he was telling me about that, and I was like, Tim always is very good at creating shows where comedians can guest, and it's not making comedians do stand-up, but it's just giving them the chance to do what comedians love, which is create chaos. Like, it's very set-listy.
He done a show, I never saw because it clashed with set list, I think, but you might have done it. It's the one where it's like a court case.
This is your trial.
And you got put in the booth to defend yourself.
Yeah. You're either the prosecutor, and the audience would put in, my dad farts too much, and you'd have to prosecute, and one would have to defend, and one was the judge. That was always a good fun show. Because you called me this just fits in, but because you called me a Tory at the start of the podcast, let's take it back down to your level. The reason I'm going to ask you this question is because last night, came back, Caleb was already in bed. Took a while, I had to get him down a couple more times. Uninteresting. Anyway, he finally goes down, me and Cara decide, because it's sunny, it's hot, been a beautiful couple of days in Scotland, we're going to go out, sit in the new garden furniture, right, and just enjoy our garden and have some dinner. And we're both so fucking lazy that we just had beans on toast and blue wicket. So we're just fucking sat up there.
It's so funny how like I've went to Natalie's level and you went to Cara's level when it comes to food.
So sat there on our fucking patio, new furniture, looking at a Tesla in the driveway, being like, "Fucking how good beans on toast, man."
Beans on toast going on.
Aye. How's your blue wicket? Is it good? Aye, of course, I'll straw pedo it. This is class. God, how good is it that we worked our way to upper middle class? Glug, 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 glug. But man,
That's cultural appropriation, I think that like
well, so there's, man, I love so much. Like, eating beans and toast last night, I'm like, it's just such a good fucking meal.
do you ever put a handful of grated cheese on it?
Absolutely, and over butter the toast. Like like you absolutely fucking drench the toast in butter.
That must be a Sloss thing, that like they both nodded like the Churchill dog there. Like. I thought we went over a speed bump.
So, and then we just talk about it, like, what's your favourite, what's your, like, even if I go to the best fucking restaurants in the world and have the greatest fucking steak and caviar and whatever, what council meal will it still never fucking replace? Like, just that.
What's the council meal that'll never be replaced by the...
But for you, so the beans on toast is one, the other one is, for me,
It's
like,
I don't know if it counts as a council meal, like, but you know, like just like a Sunday dinner, like we're fucking Yorkshire puddings and all that. Because I that's just everywhere though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that transcends class. Like everybody has the fucking.
I'm
Yorkshire
talking,
puddings.
and this is a god tier fucking meal, right? But all the people will be looking down their nose and say it's not. Fish fingers, chips and beans, and potatoes. Absolutely. Oh, you can place his chips for potato smileys. That's like it's yes, I'm 7 years old, but that's why I'm eating it, to get me back to that time where I didn't need meditation to have an empty head. Like, I could just go back to a time when my only concern was how fast can I throw this down my fucking gullet so I can go outside and play more football.
Mince and mash.
Oh, there you go.
Mince and mash, like a proper fucking hearty, like wartime fucking
Stovies.
winter meal.
Aye.
Yeah, I'd get you through the winter.
Yeah.
Like you're still on a ration book.
I think there's a baker in Edinburgh, I think I mentioned him before, the Bald Baker, and he does, there's a pie I missed the other day and I'm genuinely fucking gutted. Like, Cara walked into the room with utter disgust on her face and just went, he's done something that you're going to love, and that just means the Bald Baker's created an atrocity that only I... And he's done it before.
Can I guess?
Please.
Is it like a macaroni and cheese pie?
No. Hey, she's Scottish. She loves macaroni and cheese pies. Those are real good. Those are... He's done, for example, like Thai green curry pies, and I'm just and it comes with like a naan bread on top, and I'm just like, no. He's done the council pies, and the council pie is beans, mashed potatoes, potato smiling, turkey twizzlers. Like, he's just he's just like, fuck it, you know, I've got pie bases.
I know the audience.
Yeah, he's like just random shit. He did haggis, neeps, and tatties pies. He's done like black pudding and tatty Scott. He just whatever He's an artist, man. Every morning he wakes up, he's like, I'm just going to fuck with pies today. I don't know, and I can't confirm that he's a fucking stoner, but it's called the Bald Baker. It's obviously because he bakes, but does he bake the other way? You can't be sober and make these pies for people. Anyway. Kebab pie.
Oh shit, I thought kebab pie is the thing.
Yeah.
I thought the thing was what you said before. The turkey twizzler.
No.
So that was just an example.
That's just another pie you made on a whim.
So kebab pie.
Aye. And I was desperate to absolutely fucking froth in the mouth to just go and try this abomination.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Nah?
Nah, I feel like I'm saying this as a smoker. I think that'll kill you.
And for any international people, when I say kebab, I don't mean like chicken on a skewer done nicely over a grill. I mean like Scottish Turkish kebab.
Oh, like I had on like kebab, like shish kebab.
No.
Doner.
Aye, doner.
Alright, I'm drunk. It's 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
he's not.
He's not. No. He's not open. He's open. Sorry, man.
Wait a minute. He's selling these through the day.
Man, worse. They sold out by 11:30.
What? People are having it for breakfast. Oh my god! Like, this is fucking Scotland, man. Isn't it? That's Scotland.
That man will never go out of fucking business. We've ordered, because he doesn't just do the pies, man. He started just during lockdown. I think the story is he just started like baking like cakes and sweet treats and fucking chocolate and cornflakes, all those like kid stuff. But it was just really good. So Cara started ordering, and it was like fucking crack cocaine, man. Like I on several occasions I had a word with her where I'm like, you have to stop ordering from there, because I just don't have this self-control as a stoner depressed during lockdown to not eat everything you order from this cunt.
Every time I've like come over for the podcast in the past few weeks, it's been like fucking Hansel and Gretel's house in there. Like everything's just been made of sugar.
Aye.
And I've been really lucky. I'm like, oh no, I've just put my teeth back in. But I'm like, if I hadn't, I'd just have like a nibble and then be like, oh.
They delivered to ours the other week, right? I think Cullen had ordered for Cara's birthday. Cullen ordered her a bunch of treats from her favourite fucking place. They delivered it, and the woman went, "You ordered from here a lot. Weren't you in the shop the other day?" And I slammed the door. I was like, that's not the type of recognition I like. It's meant to be, aren't you Daniel Sloss? Not, hold on, fatty. Hold on. Did you order from the shop because you're embarrassed to come in because you've been into it many times? Just post the pies through the letterbox and leave, please.
It's like that,
take your mouth away from the letterbox.
It's like that Nick Helm bit that he had where he shouts, I'm not going to do it in his thing, right? But he had this thing about, had so much from the pizza shop. He was paranoid that the delivery guy would think it was a big fat cunt, right? So he was like, oh, what I'll do then is like, I'll put on some music and make it bustling, and then fucking run answer the door, like I'll shout something through. Like, the pizza's here, I've got the pizza. Right? And then he gets to the delivery room and he's like, I answered the door in my pants. And he's screaming, he's going, and now the pizza man thinks I want a pizza for a pants party. Very funny.
Aye. So Bald Baker, if this gets back to you and you want to sponsor the podcast, we don't need any money.
No, we'll just keep bringing it up.
Like,
not regurgitating, they're fucking greasy.
They're not greasy. Don't.
Well, it's a non-greasy kebab, like
George
Foreman.
I've not had the kebab yet. I missed my fucking chance. There's another place that we definitely have to go through while we pretend to be foodies in the Fringe. He's at the Polworth Tavern. His name on Instagram is king.of.feasts, and he makes sandwiches that, if he was my partner, I'd kill him in his sleep, because
you'd roll on top of him and you're so fat that
I didn't mean that. I meant to just like, well, as I'm getting larger and I still have the ability to get up and murder him, I have to murder him.
And you don't need to wash your cock with a toilet duck.
Poor duck. Just a poor
mate,
duck.
We've got a friend called Duck who started playing golf with me. He's over for the Fringe. He's managing Foil Arms and Hog. Now, I've been really struggling when I text him or group chat, whatever, because I have changed the word duck to fuck in my autocorrect because it kept changing fuck to duck. And I kept duck off. You're like, I'm never going to let that happen again.
Aye.
I literally can't write duck. I can't write it. I have to go back and write it out and then cancel the autocorrect to say his name, and it's fuck, I'm going to have to undo it.
Aye.
Or
you could just fall out with them.
Huh?
Fall out with them.
Aye, just never speak to them again.
That
would be a
Oh no, because then people will be like, why did you fall out with Duck? And you'll be like, well, because...
Can I tell you something horrendous?
Please.
We can cut it if you think it's inappropriate.
Great.
Right, so when I was telling people about this, you can just change something, right? So if I press AA, it comes up my email address.
Oh, do I know this story?
And it was just so I don't put too many kisses on a text, right? And I just done it just for the sake of a screen grab. I put the N word, so when you press XXX, it comes up with the N word, and I screen capped it and sent it, and just in case I put too many kisses on a text message. And I forgot to change it. Natalie texted her mum. I was wearing a beef fight, and I was in the shower. Daniel, and she was like, "We've got here, the hotel's really nice," and then dropped the N-bomb on our
On our Middle Eastern mum.
I forgot to take it out. I forgot it was there.
I mean,
it had been there for fucking ages.
I mean, I don't really think the bit you need to be defending is not taking it out.
No, it's putting it in. It's putting it in. It was just a fucking...
It was a screen grab
It was like
for a
there's
joke.
it's a screen grab. There's no way I could put too many... Like, bad joke, shit. But it was funny in the end. It was funny in the end when I come out the shower and Natalie couldn't breathe for laughing. She was fucking humiliated and embarrassed and just couldn't process. She malfunctioned completely, and she just had her head in her hand and she was trying to tell us and just kept cry laughing when she was trying to tell us. I was like, "What?" She was like pointing at her phone and pointing at me. So anyway,
I mean, I remember when this happened, and just like you text me, and I just for you cringed into such a small ball. You know when like people with ADHD get a packet of crisps and they put it in their finger and put it into those like small little.
You folded yourself like a crisp packet,
just into such a small bowl.
Pop yourself in your jeans pocket.
It's mad. It's mad that she still married you, and it's mad that her parents still completely and utterly dote on you and think
they're really fond of us. I don't get it.
Well, I know why her dad's fond of you. That old bigot.
From a Tory hotbed.
Aye.
We're going to do another podcast straight after this with our homeboy Ryan Cullen.
Aye. You get a bald man in here that can get him to fucking explain himself.
What for?
Oh.
Just everything.
We'll decide in the moment.
Just his existence.
No, I just can't.
Explain this.
Just try to catch
Just all
off
of it.
guard.
Where to start?
Aye. What part of this do you think you nailed? Just tell me, when you look in the mirror and you're like, yes, time to present to the world, what was it?
Like, you know if you like made goals for yourself, are you anywhere near them? How far are you reckon to achieving them? And if you're close to them, why do you need better goals?
So tune in for that on the Patreon episode.